So tomorrow morning, the Oscar nominations are going to be announced, and everyone in the film world always feels like they have a general idea of what films are going to be nominated and what films aren't, but there's always a few surprises. Like last year, Nope was nominated for 0 awards. Huge upset. Park Chan-wook's film Decision to Leave is nominated for 0 awards. It was crazy when All Quiet on the Western Front kept getting nominated. 9 nominations in total. When Brian Tyree Henry got a surprise nomination, that was really cool. So obviously this year, I think there's going to be at least a few surprises. These are my predictions for surprises that I would not be that surprised by, but still would be huge upsets. Okay, so going from least to most surprising, I think it's very possible that Sandra Hüller could be a double Oscar nominee this time tomorrow. The BAFTAs already nominated her twice for her supporting role in Zone of Interest and for her leading role in Anatomy of a Fall, and I really think it's very possible that she gets both of these nominations at the Oscars too, because both of these films are like very impressive and also very Oscar-y, you know? But the supporting actress category in particular is very crowded, so this could cause some major waves. If that does happen, I think that makes it much more likely that Milo Mikado-Grainer, who's the supporting actor, the child actor in Anatomy of a Fall, snags a surprise Best Supporting Actor nomination. I think if Sandra Hüller gets the momentum, that really pushes his chances higher. I also think it's very possible that May December ends up being locked out of nominations entirely. I don't think it's probable. I think Charles Melton still stands a very good chance of being nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but I do think it's very possible that this film ends up being nominated for nothing, because all of the categories this film is competing in are super competitive. All the acting categories, the screenplay category, and there was enough controversy around this film that I feel like right before voting ended, it could have lost some favor. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I would not be surprised if it ends up getting no nominations. Okay, I want to be clear, I do not want this to happen, but an unfortunate and consistent truth about the Academy Awards is that the Best Animated Feature category is almost always a mess. I think it's 100% certainty that Spider-Verse and Boy and the Heron are going to be nominated, but, you know, we keep talking about all these incredible nominated animated films that came out this year, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nimona, maybe even Suzume. A lot of people liked that movie. I think it's very high, and Robot Dreams, which is perfect, and I highly doubt will be nominated, even though it should be, because it did not get the distribution it deserves. Anyways, I would not be surprised if the lineup was Spider-Verse, Boy and the Heron, Wish, Elemental, and Super Mario Brothers, or Trolls World Tour. I'm just saying, curb your expectations, because the one that's going to win is definitely in there, either Spider-Verse or Boy and the Heron, but I worry for the rest of the category. Finally, and the one that I think would be the most controversial, I do think it's possible that Saltburn sneaks in with, potentially quite a few nominations. I think that they could get a lot of acting nominations, not just because of the BAFTAs, but because of Emerald Fennell's history with the Academy, because of the appeal that this film seemed to have with mainstream audiences. Remember, a lot of Academy voters are just regular people. They're not critics. They're people who work in the industry. And I think it's very possible that this film actually gets a lot of nominations, which would shake up a lot of categories. They're not necessarily performance that would be my first pick to be nominated, but I think there are a lot of good performances in the film. I don't know. I think it's also possible that Zone of Interest does better than anticipated, but either way, I'm very excited to see what the prizes are. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited.